Hey y'all, what's up? What's up, my loves? Mm, 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 What's up? Hey y'all, hey my loves. Now, before we get started, how was y'all day today? Did we achieve anything today? Did we just sit down and watch YouTube videos? Did you get what you wanted today? Did you get that man you wanted? Did you get that woman you wanted? Did you get that job promotion? You did. That's awesome. That is fucking awesome. If not, fuck it. That's always tomorrow. So, my loves, to tell you the story, the story I have for you today is wow. It's wow. Literally, it's a wild kind of story. And it's a kind of story that actually makes you think throughout the entirety of it. Like, what would you actually do in this particular type of situation? Could you be these people that encountered this, or would you go a whole nother different route? Now, the thing about this story is, it is in a small town. Now, we know small towns. I'm from a small town. Everyone knows in small towns, everyone knows everyone's business. Everyone is always in your business. You can't do shit without somebody knowing. And it's just small-mindedness. Now, the thing is, this is the epitome of a small town. It takes place in a place called Skidmore, Missouri. Now, as I begin to tell you this story is the town that got away with murder. Now, it's fucked up, but it's also a sense of karma. Now, Skidmore, Missouri, basically at the time of this killing, had 440 residents that stayed there. And I looked it up, and it's still around that many people, maybe a couple less than 400. At the time of the 2010 census, they had, like 300 and some people. That is too damn small. I would go fucking nuts. Now, anyway, this town was basically just almost like a farming town, almost. Because they had small businesses. All the businesses were basically family-run businesses. Everyone knew everyone. So everyone knew strangers coming into town. Everyone knew everyone there. Now, what happens when you have one bad apple out of the bunch? This is the story of Ken. I know I'm going to pronounce his last name wrong. Ken McElroy. Now, from a little boy, Ken was never liked in town. He wasn't. Ken was born in 1934 to a poor sharecropping couple who migrated into the town. Their names were Tony and Mabel. Now, Tony and Mabel, I guess back then there really wasn't shit to do in a small town. They had 16 children. That's too damn many. I'm sorry. Did they not have nothing to do? But anyway, Ken was the 15th out of the 16 children. Now, when Ken was a little boy, Ken was on his family's farm on a wagon, and Ken fell. When Ken fell, Ken hurt himself really bad to the point where he had to have surgery. And he had to have a steel plate implanted in his head in order for him to survive. Now, most of the town people think that this is the catalyst that caused him to have such horrific behavior. But the thing is, no one liked Ken before the accident. So it's kind of a 50-50 thing for the town. Now, when Ken was 15, Ken decided, you know what? I saw that. When Ken was 15, Ken said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I'm out of school. He literally dropped out. His parents didn't care. So when he dropped out of school, that's just when his behavior went from 2 to 10. Boy, I hate you. I can't fucking stand you, bruh. Okay, now I'm talking about the part that you threw it. Really. Now, the thing about Ken was illiterate. Now, Ken was illiterate. I guess because he dropped out of school, and plus when he was in school, he had really, really poor grades. Now, yeah. Now, apparently, like I said, he was 15 when he dropped out, but it was stated that where I could find, he was in the 5th grade. Yeah. 15 in 5th grade? Shouldn't 15 you be down there in high school by now? But that's none of my business. We go move on. Now, the thing after that is Ken just... he irked everybody. The reason why he irked everybody, and this is when his criminal career started. Ken started stealing cattle. He started stealing hogs. He started stealing gasoline. He basically was just doing everything to annoy the shit out of people. And the thing is, it was okay until it started to get violent. When I mean violent, I mean violent. This is when the town at this point started to literally fear Ken. Even his own parents and siblings feared him. Now, like I said, he was doing petty thefts. Now, this is the thing that killed me about this story. This man was convicted of 21 crimes, including violence, and escaped charges on every single last one of them. You see why the town feared this man? No matter what type of conviction it was, he escaped it. Everyone, they were terrified to actually go up against him. To the point where even the judge at some point was just like, the fuck y'all want me to do? Like, it's reported that even the judge said, there's nothing I can do if no one will testify against him. Now, he was known also as a womanizer, and I use that fucking term loosely, because one of the allegations he always had was child molestation and rape. So, was he really a womanizer? Now, he was married. He had 10 children. Before this all happened, he had 10 children with many different women that were in the town. They probably just didn't have a choice. Now, in 1957, he met his last wife while he was still currently married to another woman. Now, this wife that he wanted to, his last wife that he was married to up to the time of his death her name was Trina. Now, Trina McLeod, when he met her, She was 12 years old in the 8th grade. I'm going to let that sink in. She was 12 years old in the 8th grade. And he made her his wife. Well, before he even made her his wife, when she was 14, he began dating her when she was 12. When she was 14, she got pregnant with their first child. And because she got pregnant, Ken forced her to drop out of school. He said that she did not need an education. All she was good for was staying at home and taking care of the kids. I wish a motherfucker would tell me that. Don't you even try it.
You gonna stay your ass.
Now, the thing was, not only did he tell her that, but he told her that because she was pregnant and that he made her drop out of school, she was to stay home with his third wife, Alice. Yes, he was still fucking married. I don't know what to do no more, but anyway. Now, Ken decided to divorce Alice at this point because he was like, what do I need you for? You're getting too old. Apparently, he liked them young. Now, shut up. Now, when he divorced Alice, he really wasn't going to marry Trina, but he knew that because she was pregnant, that was a statutory rape charge. Because her parents were going to file with the police a statutory rape charge, and Trina was all for it. But he knew if he got married to her, she couldn't testify against him. Now, how the hell do you marry a 14-year-old, you might ask? You have to get her parents' permission. So Ken did what old Ken did best, was intimidate the hell out of her parents. Ken would sit in front of their house with his shotgun. Ken would follow them everywhere and this and that. Allegedly. I'm just saying allegedly because, yeah, whatever. Now, the parents said, you know what? Just here. Just take her. Just here. So they got married. Now, 16 days after him and Trina got married. Well, no, 16 days, after Trina gave birth. Trina, the baby, and his ex-wife, Alice, all fled to Trina's mother's house and her stepfather's house. Get your ass, bro. Now, they fled to Trina's family and stepmother's house. What's wrong? Now, this part is not allegedly, because according to court records, when he found out, he tracked them down and burned down her parents' home and shot their dog and made Trina come back home with him. I don't even have anything to say about that because it's just, this man did everything to this town and nobody could stand up against him. But, okay, we go move right along with that. Now, the reason why, it was stated the reason why Trina left was because during the time that they were together, because like I said, they met when she was 12, so that was around 1971, if I'm not mistaken, when he met her. damn near from the time that they met up until his death, he beat her. He constantly beat her. He constantly raped her. It's just, it's like he just was not normal. It's like that's the only way he could show, I'm not even gonna say show emotion, because the only emotion the man had was fear. For all the man had was really hatred in his heart. Let's be fucking real. Now,
you gonna end it on me falling, right?
Later on, Trina did reveal that the arson, she revealed to a local doctor, because apparently he beat her one time a little bit too bad, allegedly. She had to go to her family doctor. And she told the family doctor that the arson and the abuse was done by Ken. Now, the doctor, being a doctor, which was his duty to, reported this to the local social services and social welfare. The social welfare agency came, took Trina and the baby, and put them into a foster home. My thing is, why the hell did they put that girl in a foster home? And one in that county at that? Because now, remember, she's 14. This is automatic molestation charges because of her age. And not only did you rape the girl, you produced a child because of this.
Actually, it's no longer molestation charge, it's rape statutory.
So,
or carnal knowledge of a juvenile.
That's when he got Trina to marry him. And the reason why her family not agreed easily, but the reason why her family agreed, because they knew who was responsible for setting their house on fire. They knew it. They had no choice. They had no choice. And I essentially, the more I looked into the story, the more I legit felt for this town. Now, the thing is, this town was so scared of this man. Now, don't get me wrong. The town felt for Trina. They did. They felt for poor baby. And they felt for her parents, but what the fuck could they do? Because every time they called the cops on this man, it always took the cops forever. When the cops finally did arrive and did arrest him, because the thing is, apparently, he never lied about anything he did. So if you have a man who's technically not lying to you about all the crimes that he's committed, and they have hundreds of witnesses, but no one comes forward, the courts can't do shit. Now, he actually had, the man who actually kept getting Elroy off was a man by the name of Richard McFarland. Not McFadden, I'm sorry. And even he was terrified. Now, even he was terrified of him. Now, this to me is kind of the fucked up justice, or even just the, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back for the town. Why the other shit wasn't, I'm gonna have you decide. What would have been your last straw? So everybody in this town, they thought that he was just exempt from the law, that the law could not touch him. And honestly, it fucking seemed that way. But the straw that broke the camel's back was actually one of his children. Now, in 1980, he had another child with his wife, Trina. Now, this child apparently stole something out of one of the local stores in the town. Now, the thing was, she was caught stealing, I believe, a candy bar, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the store owners were a 70-year-old man by the name of Bo Bowenkamp and his wife, Lois Bowenkamp. Now, apparently, they were loved in the town because they were just like, of course, the mom and pop grocery store. Everyone knew them. Everyone knew their grandkids. So it was like they were the grandparents of the town, apparently. Now, the thing is, the wife, Lois, when they caught the little girl, they let her go. It was Trina who actually told her husband. Trina and then someone else in the town actually told him what happened. Now, he confronted them, being a good old kid, confronted them. They actually told him, let it go. It was a misunderstanding. It's okay. Everything is fine now. Yeah, that wasn't good enough for Ken. I don't know if it's that still played in this motherfucker head. I mean, that is just crazy. Now, he refused. I mean, downright refused to let this slide. Not because of his child was in the wrong. Oh, no. His child was in the right. They should have let that child take that candy. Bitch, I wish you would. I got a Glock down waiting for you. Now, like I said, because Ken was who he was, he terrorized this poor couple. And I mean terrorized these people. He actually tried to get his wife Trina to have a fist fight with the couple, or the wife, excuse me. He actually tried her to fight this old woman. Motherfucker, why? Like, for what? But anyway, now, when that didn't work, I guess because Trina didn't try, I guess she knew beating up old woman was wrong. He decided to take his truck almost on a daily basis and sit outside the Bowenkamp's residence, or sit outside their shop with his shotgun, which was an M1 rifle with a bayonet attachment. Now, while he was sitting outside their residence, every so often he would shoot a shot in the air as a warning shot. You shoot one gun outside my house and I guarantee you I'm shooting mine back at you. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Now, the wife and everybody else was like, God, when is this going to end? But they literally said, the wife was literally quoted saying that her and her neighbor would actually take turns sleeping at night just to warn the other one if he was coming. Now, it finally took a turn for the worse. I'm not going to say finally, but it took a turn for the worse on summer's night in July of 1980. Bo was standing outside of his house on the porch. Not outside of his porch. Outside of his grocery store on the loading dock, waiting for his air conditioner repairman to come. Now, Elroy said, you know what? Enough is enough. Fuck this. I'm done playing with this old man. Because I don't know what was going through his head. Did he think that he was losing grip on the town? Or I don't know what. But for whatever reason, he drove up in his truck, used his M1 rifle, and shot Bo in the neck. Now, somehow, by the grace of God, Bo survived. By some way, Bo survived. But this, unfortunately, for the town, was literally the last straw. This attempted murder was the last straw. Now, the thing that I don't fucking understand is, don't get me wrong, I understand this man was sweet to everyone, and he is an older gentleman. But how is it attempted murder, y'all last straw, but the child molestation and the child rape wasn't enough for y'all? Now my business, we gonna move on. Now, because of it, he was convicted. Now his lawyer, how his lawyer did it, no one in the community ever understood how the fuck his lawyer always got him wrong. Now, he was let off on bail. Trina, of course, bailed him out. Now, the thing was, this pissed everyone off at this point. I mean, this pissed the entire community all the hell away off. And it's understandable. Now, and this is the part that killed me, within hours of him being released, he wanted to go back and finish the job on Bo Bowenkamp and anyone who witnessed the crime. Like, dude, at least wait till the next fucking day. At least wait till the next day. Now, like I said, the town at this point have had enough. Excuse me. So the town and the sheriff at the time all said, you know what, something has to be done. So the entire town actually wrote letters to Missouri authorities, which was, I guess, the state troopers, I guess, at that time, the governor, the attorney general, and the state legislators, begging and expressing the fear that they had of this one man. And they really wanted to see justice, because they basically sent letters. Our system is not helping us. No one can stop him. Can you please stop them? But poor babies, they were ignored. Like, they were blatantly ignored by all these different people that they begged to help them. And I kind of understand where they're coming from. Like, they don't know what to do at this point. Now, Ken decided, you know what? I'm going drinking. So he got Trina. Where they left their kids at, I don't know. But he got Trina, and he went to his favorite bar, which is called the D&G Tavern, and decided to go drink. Now, when he went drink, he bought his M1 rifle with a bayonet attached to the muzzle, which clearly violated his terms of his bail. Now, what really pissed the town folks off and had them even more scared was some way. Now, I'm sorry, at this point, even I want to know, and I'm not even a resident in this town, how the hell his lawyer kept postponing his appeal hearing. He postponed it not once, but twice. Postponed his bail twice. And people could not, like, The town could not understand how this is happening. And honestly and truly, I don't understand how it happened. Like, seriously? Like, this is what we doing. Now, when he did that, the town was like, you know what? And even in the tavern, that day in the tavern, he kept saying what he was going to do to Bowen Cap. He's basically said in explicit details what he wanted to do to this poor man, even after you just attempted to kill him. Now, on the morning of July 10th, 1981, the townspeople decided, you know what, fuck this, we're done. They decided to meet at Legion Hall in the center of town with the sheriff, Dan Yates, SCs, I'm sorry, to discuss how can they protect themselves from this man. Now, remember, I told you they sent all these letters to different people. So what did they go do? Now, somehow word got back to the men at the town hall that Ken was at DNG drinking. Now, the sheriff told them, do not interact with this man. Do not confront this man. Did they listen? His literal advice was to form a neighborhood watch program. What the fuck is a neighborhood watch program going to do against a man who has a town of 400 and some people terrified? What are y'all gonna do? Continue to watch him whip somebody's ass? And who are we gonna call? But, okay, do you with your neighborhood watch, sheriff? Do you? Now, they decided, you know what? And again, it is stated, no one wants to say what was actually said in the town hall meeting. But whatever was said, I guess they say, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I'm not leaving my hometown at this point. It's either us or him. They all gathered up and went to the tavern. Now, in the meantime of them going, Mika Aurora started to finish his drinks. He finished his drinks. He purchased him a 6-pack of beer, left the bar with Trina in hand. Now, he got into his pickup truck. Once he got into his pickup truck, he was blocked in. Now, it is said that multiple shots rang out, but all of them miraculously missed Trina. Now, he was shot several times, and apparently when they pulled it out of him, he was shot once by a central fire rifle and once by a .22 aim fire rifle. I'm not sure what either one of those are, but okay. Now, in total, there were over 47 witnesses who witnessed who shot him, Trina included. But no one called the ambulance. No one called paramedics. Trina apparently was screaming for them to call the cops and call the rescue unit for him. But nobody did, so basically he bled out in his truck. Now, Trina is the only one to actually go on record to say she knows who the gunmen were. Now, with no one to actually corroborate her story, What was y'all supposed to do? Did you really think someone was gonna come forward, Trina? Come on now. You ain't that crazy. And then to top it off, to put the apple on the cake, how do you say that? The cherry on top of it, the DA even declined to press charges on everybody. The DA went on record saying that he's not pressing charges. Matter of fact, a very extensive federal investigation did not lead to anyone being charged with his murder. Now, he was buried at Memorial Park Cemetery in St. Joseph, Missouri. Now, on July 9th, 1984, Trina filed a $6 million lawsuit in a wrongful death lawsuit against the town of Skidmore, Sheriff Danny Estes, Steve Peters, the mayor of Skidmore, and Dale Clement, who Trina actually is the one who said that who shot Kid. But again, remember, he was never charged. Now, I guess they just wanted to get Trina the hell out of their faces. Because, come on now, who really gave a fuck if this dude died or not? The case was ended up later settled out of court. And because it was settled out of court, Trina only got a $17,000 payout, with no one actually admitting guilt. And it was stated the reason of avoiding costly legal fees should the suit proceed. Yeah, the fuck right. Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all, but this case pissed me off. It didn't even piss me off like normal cases do. It pissed me off. The only thing that really pissed me off was when the town actually had enough. Like, that's the part that pissed me off. Like, the rape allegations and shit like that, that wasn't enough for y'all. It took him, you know what, that's not my business. When they let it go, let it go, let it go. Now, anyway, Trina did remarry and moved to Lebanon, Missouri, where she died of cancer, unfortunately, at the age of 55 on her birthday, which was January 24th, 2012. Now, I couldn't find where his children are, like the 10 children, because he had like 10 children. Like, I couldn't find where none of his children are today. Matter of fact, none of the articles that I read actually had his children's name anywhere, which is kind of a good thing. But, you know what? I want to know you guys' thoughts in this case. Do you think the town got away with murder? And do you think in that situation, you as a person in that town would have let it gotten that far? Or would you have just left and said, fuck it? Because I think for me, I think I would have left years ago. I don't even think for me, it would have gotten to that point. I think I would have left years ago. But this is why I don't like small towns. This is why I don't like small towns. But we go move right on along. Now, thank you guys for watching. Leave it in the comments below. What would you have actually done in this situation? And was karma served like I think it was? So leave it in the comment box below. Your girl's gonna sign off now. Now, remember, I love you guys. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are wanted. The world is yours. Don't ever let anyone tell you any different. The day, the night, and the hour is all yours. Remember, love you.